guys, welcome to Overcoming Fears number 3. Well, let's see, where should I start? It is the evening before I have to face, for me personally, since getting sick, the number one thing that I actually couldn't even physically do because the dizziness was so bad. But now that the dizziness has calmed down a lot, I know I can get through this, but I'm scared. Like, I am so scared. And some of you may laugh or giggle once you hear what it is, but I have to go to the dentist tomorrow. I have to say a few things about that. Number one, I didn't even like the dentist before I had gotten sick, so it's always kind of been a thing. Number two, I have TMJ, so that makes going to the dentist a little bit more challenging too. It hurts after a while, you know. But then having triple PD and having to go to the dentist is just not an easy thing to do, and that's why I've been avoiding it. I have not gone since I had gotten sick. Now the problem with that is I was not born, well, okay, let me say it this way. Family, hereditary wise, our teeth just aren't that great. Both of my parents have dentures and they're in their 50s. My brother and I have a lot of problems with our teeth breaking or chipping, you name it, and it stinks. It's just like, okay, let's add another thing to the list, you know. And right now I'm being very vulnerable and just very real with you, and so part of me is just kind of upset too, you know. But that's not going to do any good to be upset. So where I'm at right now, and just trying to prepare myself, I mean, just so I can stress to you how big a deal this actually is for me. Excuse me, my husband had to, my husband travels a lot for work, and he had to go to Salt Lake City this week for work, and he's coming back a night early just because I am going to the dentist, to come with me. That's like, I honestly, just to be very real, would not go if he was not with me. He's been with me through that VNG when I had that done. For others of you that have had that done, that's not a pleasant test. And I know that the dentist is not the same as that, but everything has their pros and cons, okay? So it's just for peace of mind to have him there with me. So I am thankful for that, and thankful that his job allows him to be able to be here for me when I really need him. Because what some of you may not understand is, I don't know if this is the case for everyone that has triple PD, but it's not so bad anymore. But still, laying back, because I talked about this in my Overcoming Fears number 1 video when I went to go get my hair cut, because I get triggered when I'm back like this and my head is back in a certain position, and it just kind of sets off the dizziness. Well, on top of that, when you go to the dentist, you are leaned back even further, which is even worse, because when you have balance issues and like the visual problems, that's just not a place you want to be, okay? And so yeah, I wish I could say I'm looking forward to it. I'm actually forced into going because one of my teeth is it's not good. It's just not good, okay? I have no choice but to go. This tooth, well, I actually have 2 broken teeth right now. And here's a little testimony in the midst of this terribleness. I would say, my gosh, it has to be about 5 years ago or so, I broke one of my molars. Now, just to give you guys a little background on my teeth, if you are curious, or you can skip forward, but I got braces when I was younger and I had a lot of crowding. So back then, they actually removed my 4 back molars because they knew I'd be getting another, you know, you get more molars. Yeah, right. You have 2 sets of molars and then your wisdom teeth. And so for an adult, I actually have 1 set of molars and I have all 4 of my wisdom teeth, and I've not had any issues with my wisdom teeth or anything like that. I don't need them removed or anything. But here comes a little problem. So about 5 years ago, my lower not wisdom tooth, but my molar down on this side, one little corner of it chipped or broke off. And now I did the wrong thing because of my fear of going to the dentist. Even prior to triple PD, I could have gotten that thing easily crowned, but I didn't. And long story short, I basically have only a little bit of that tooth. So I have the part that's by my gum and then just the outside. So I would say about 80% of my tooth is gone. But what is amazing about it, I've had zero pain in 5 years with that tooth. Like, I eat fine. I don't know how that's even physically possible. Like, it's okay. So I thank God all the time for that, because like I recognize that's not really normal, and dentists probably wouldn't think that that's okay to have like a majorly broken tooth, but it's been okay. On the other hand though, I did have another tooth break. It's in the back of my upper, and this is a tooth that has been filled since I was a little kid. It's always had a filling in it and just was always a troubled tooth, okay? And so I would say timeline, I kind of forget here and there, but I want to say it was probably about 6 months ago this tooth chipped or broke for the first time. And obviously I'm like, I can't do the dentist yet, so I didn't. And then another part chipped off. I was like, okay, whatever, it's still fine, it's not hurting, thank you Lord, it's not hurting. But then I believe it was the day after the 4th of July, if I remember correctly. Believe it was a Friday. The filling for that tooth fell out, literally into my mouth, and it was a big filling too, because like I said, it's been filled since like I was little, like since I was a little, like probably had obviously a permanent tooth there. Okay, but anyways, this tooth is giving me troubles. I am afraid to chew on this side of my mouth. I have got a lot of inflammation and swelling going on in that area right now. Because this has been about a week now that my tooth has been like this, and I thank God constantly that there's still no pain, because I don't know how there's not any pain. There's not any cold sensitivity or anything, but I can definitely tell there is a problem. It's extremely inflamed, it's red, and I am gonna lose this tooth. Like, there is no middle part of, like, if you know anything about getting crowns, you gotta kind of have like something for the crown to attach to, and there is no middle part of my tooth. Sorry if this is too much information, but it is what it is. And so anyways, I am gonna probably have to get this one pulled, and honestly, I'm okay with it. I'm not embarrassed to have a tooth missing in the back. The only downside is I really don't want my teeth to shift. So that really stinks, to be honest. But as far as like the look, I'm okay. Nobody's hardly gonna notice it. So tomorrow morning, right away at 8 o'clock in the morning, I have the appointment. Now the appointment, because they can't just like, you can't just make an appointment to come in and be like, hey, pull my tooth. They need to like check out the situation and see what's going on. And so I'm going to my husband's dentist lady, and so the appointment is actually just to get it checked. But I leave for vacation next week, and I know that this tooth is not good, and we are going to see if she absolutely, honestly, it's a no-brainer. This tooth has to be pulled. Like, it just has to be. So my hope is that it's not gonna be as bad as I anticipate. I have a lot of people praying for me. I'm praying that it's gonna be quick, it's gonna be simple, there's not gonna be any anxiety or any fear, and I'm gonna get through it. Because that's the thing, is fear wants you to believe that it's gonna be worse than it actually is going to be. It's all a mental mind game. And so that's my status as of now. I will probably check in with you but right before I go in tomorrow, and yeah, so I will talk with you guys shortly. Bye. Good morning, guys. So it is the next day. It is about 7:30 in the morning, and my appointment is at 8 o'clock. I slept okay, not as good as usual, but not terrible. It didn't help that my husband, his flight came in pretty late, so he got home about midnight. So of course the dogs woke up and barked and all of that stuff. But our bodies are amazing things, and I say that because it's amazing how as soon as I wake up this morning, I wake up with a stomach ache, like a nervous stomach ache, and already the nerves are there just upon waking. And I really yesterday tried to get into a good headspace and just mentally prepare myself for today's, you know, saying, I've done this before. It's not a big deal. You know, a lot of self-talk. And so okay. So when I woke up, even though I was feeling those nervous things, I don't feel like crying my eyes out. So that is a good sign, because I don't know if I mentioned this or not. And this is me being very real. And like, this might be another thing where people might laugh at me about even, but I almost teared up just even calling and making the appointment. So I guess I'm doing better than because I actually have to go there today. But anyways, my husband's home. I did choose to take medicine regardless if they are going to be pulling the tooth today or not. That is still undecided. Like I was telling my husband this morning, it's not just the fact of getting my tooth pulled, it's the getting in the chair and laying in that position. But I thank the Lord, the dizziness is like barely there this morning. And so I'm like, this is great. That's a win for me. Visually is I'm having a decent morning, because I can usually tell right when I wake up kind of how the day is going to go. And this is a better than normal day. So I'm thankful for that. I'm praying that this is just gonna go better than expected. I have some people praying for me. I am very much a faith-filled person, or I try to be, and I have faith-filled people behind me, and believing that, you know what, God can bring up peace to the storm no matter what it is, whether it's the dentist or you're getting other medical procedures done. Ask the presence of God to come into that room, into that space with you, and bring peace. I challenge you to do that. So when I get there, I'm going to invite the Holy Spirit and just say, Lord, just come and dwell with me and be with me. He's always with me, but just there's something about just asking him to come and just bringing peace to the situation. And he's done it before for me. I'm tearing up because I just remembered he's done it before for me, so he can do it again. So anyways, those aren't sad tears. Those are just thankful tears. So anyways, I'm gonna get going. I don't like being late. So I will check in with you guys soon. Hey guys, so I am back from the dentist, and first I have to say I didn't end up getting anything major done or a tooth pulled today, but I'll tell the whole story here. So anyways, I did take, like I said, I took some medicine to kind of just help me relax, but still I didn't take more than I knew that I should, you know. I was still nervous driving there. I was nervous sitting and waiting. But what was so interesting, as soon as we got in there and we sat down, here a lady from my church who is a prayer warrior walks through the door. She had an appointment the exact same time as me, and she just laid her hands on me, and I know she was praying for me and just speaking peace over my body. And I don't find things like that a coincidence. I totally believe the Lord sets those things up. And so that just gave me a lot of peace. And also another good friend of mine, Janie, I know she was very much praying for me at the time. There's something about having people actually pray for you as certain things are happening that you're nervous about. So ask a friend, say, hey, I have this appointment that's really hard for me to get through. Do you think you could be praying from this time to this time for me? It's amazing the difference that it makes. So anyways, my husband was there with me. We went in, and I sat in the chair, and I actually had a lot of peace. I wasn't freaking out. They had to do a ton of x-rays because I've not been there to a dentist in a long time, and plus I have 2 broken teeth, and And so tons of x-rays, they're checking out my gums. And honestly, I thought there was going to be a lot of issues. But the long and the short end of it, I actually didn't end up getting that dizzy. I think you call him dental hygienist. She was so kind and so gentle and so understanding. I just explained to her just a general, like, what's up with me, with lighting and with the dizziness and stuff like that. And like I said, I could have not have gotten a better hygienist to assist me today. And I was already familiar with the dentist, and they were just both so kind and understanding, and weren't like, being I had so much actually that needs to be done, I didn't feel like they just vomited a bunch of stuff at me. You know, they were very kind, and we talked about options. So I made it through it, and like I said, yes, I didn't end up getting a tooth pulled, but still I need a teeth cleaning really badly, they said, just because obviously it's been years. And so we are going to schedule an appointment for that, and I have a couple of small fillings that need to be filled, but I do have some bigger issues. My husband and I talked, and we're gonna try to financially get the money, because it would I'm either gonna have 2 teeth missing, which is not good for people that have TMJ, or like for anybody in general, because it changes your bite and everything. So we're gonna see an oral surgeon, and so I'm gonna need 2 implants and also one of my wisdom teeth removed. I'm not having a problem with this wisdom tooth, but it is not straight, and it is collecting stuff where it shouldn't. I can't explain all that stuff, but basically, so I need 2 implants and a wisdom tooth removed, and I would be sedated for that. So that's where I'm at now. Honestly, like, as soon as we got done, I came back home. I'm exhausted. Like, just a lot of you will understand where you try not to stress out. You try to stay in peace, but still, like, all week, got just the anticipation of this appointment coming up, and it actually takes more toll on your body than you realize sometimes, even though when you're trying so hard. And so when we got done, we were walking out of the building, I literally was just like, I said to Chris, I'm like, I just want to go. I'm tearing up. I need to sleep, because I didn't sleep so great. I mean, it wasn't terrible last night, but anyway, so I just need to rest a little bit right now. I'm not gonna sleep, but I'm gonna work on just some finishing touches for our vacation next week, our family vacation, and just relax today. I'm just gonna take some time to thank God for solutions, and for the people that he brought into this day to help me through. And I thank him for his presence, because I did do that. I asked the Lord to just fill that room and just bring me peace, and I never felt sick or overly like I need to get out of here right now. And like I said, I didn't over medicate, so it was not just the medication. That just slightly takes the edge off for me. So I know the Lord was with me. I know people were praying for me, and that is a huge deal. So if you have, like I said before, if you have people in your life, if you've got something like a test you need to go through, or a medical procedure, reach out to people and ask them to pray for you. And honestly, if you don't, seriously, contact me. You can reach me through Instagram. My username is newlifesparrow23, or you could just leave a comment below, and I will seriously pray for you. Like, I'm not one of those people that say I'll pray for you but then don't. I actually will pray for you, because it does make a difference, and I recognize that in my life. And so if I can be useful and helpful, reach out to me. It's not, you're not bothering me, I promise. So anyways, that kind of ends this overcoming fear number 3. And I have to say, even though I do have a lot of work ahead of me, even just the going and getting in that chair was a huge milestone, a huge step, because it just was. Like I said, if you have any dizzy issues, you will understand how that is a hard thing just to even get there. So the fact that I made it through all of that, I was there for about an hour. And now next time I'm not gonna be afraid to get my teeth clean, because I need to do that next and get a couple little fillings filled. And I just feel like I'm gonna be able to do, like, handle it. Like, I know now I've improved so much where I'm not dizzy 24/7 anymore, so I can do this. So I just want to encourage you, if you know you are getting better and there is something you need to do, don't hold off, because this one tooth specifically that I was talking about that was really bad, this upper one, it is infected and it's heading up towards my sinuses. They said it's not severe or anything, but I do have to go on an antibiotic and then get into the oral surgeon as soon as we can, because this tooth does need help, and infections can be a problem, so you don't want that to happen to you, you know. So anyways, I think that's all I have to say. I hope this encourages you, some of you. If you're too afraid to do something, also just ask somebody for help. Ask somebody to go with you. It does make a difference, because I remember a couple times Chris grabbed my ankle or my foot because he was just sitting in the room with me, and when he knew I was just feeling a little bit anxious, and it helps. It truly does help. So yeah, I find this a success. So yeah, I don't have anything else to say. So hope you guys have a great day, and I will see you all later. Bye.